welcome back to another episode. My name is Dee. Today we're talking about the Chicago mother and son. Please like, subscribe, share the content, and leave your feelings at the door, because we're going to talk about everything, good, bad, indifferent, everything regarding this case. Not just the fact that the brother was wrong, because the brother was wrong, but we're going to talk about everything. Let's go ahead and watch the video first.
CBS 2, the only one to capture this moment when a Chicago mother is released from the Cook County Jail. Just hours earlier, she and her teenage son faced murder charges for a shooting at a hot dog stand in West Pullman.
Our Charlie DeMar broke this story, and he joins us live from outside the Cook County Jail now. Charlie.
And Joe and Erica, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office citing new emerging evidence as part of the reason why they dropped charges in both of these cases. That, of course, comes as video circulated widely over the weekend showing what led to this shooting. Now, I did have a chance to speak to Carlitha Hood's family. They tell me that they are relieved that she is back home tonight. Carlisha Hood walked free from the Cook County Jail Monday and is no longer facing murder charges. Charges were also dropped against her 14-year-old son.
This goes beyond an injustice. Frankly, it's a miscarriage of justice as to what happened to this woman and her son.
CBS 2 legal analyst Irv Miller says charges, let alone murder charges, should have never been approved in this case.
It's a situation where either charges should have been rejected, or at the very minimum, they should have been continued for investigation rather than just, say, okay, murder charge, send them to court.
The charges stem from the fatal shooting of Jeremy Brown inside the Maxwell Street Express in the West Pullman neighborhood. Video posted to social media shows Hood arguing with Brown inside the restaurant. Hood then texted her 14-year-old son, who was waiting outside in the car. Surveillance video shows the teen enter the restaurant and witness Brown hit his mom in the head and face. Prosecutors say that's when the 14-year-old pulled out a gun and shot Brown in the back. He later died.
You have the right to use deadly force to stop that force against another person. And that's exactly what happened in this case. And that's exactly why the state's attorney's office dropped this case today.
Now, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office released a statement that reads, in part, based upon the facts, evidence, and the law, we are unable to meet our burden of proof in the prosecution of these cases. Now, Carlisha Hood, she did not want to comment as she was released from the Cook County Jail, but her attorney did tell me that justice was served by both these cases being dismissed. We are live from the Cook County Jail. I'm Charlie DeMar, CBS 2 News. Joe, Erica.
Charlie, thank you.
Okay. So y'all saw that, and I'm pretty sure y'all been seeing this all over social media. Now, we're going to break this all the way down. I do want to say that I'm going to start off by saying this. What the gentleman did was wrong. To me, there's very few instances where a man needs to hit a woman, let alone punch her in the face. I also want to say that based on the footage I saw, she did not put hands first. He put hands. Okay, so let's make that clear. The lady was in a position where she needed to defend herself because he initiated this. But I also want to say, I don't believe in rejoicing at the death of people. I just don't. I've been seeing a lot of people like rejoicing, like fake obituaries, like mocking that. And I just don't think that that's something that should be done. Even though this person was wrong. You know how somebody could do something wrong, but you like, but dang, that's kind of messed up that they met their demise. But yes, they still did something wrong. So let's break it down. You know what? Hold on. I want to do this. I want to get them on the screen. Okay. So the woman, early 30s, victim. I'm not sure about the victim, actually. The son, 14. Okay. Whew, it's a lot to this. Okay. The son, even though he's not convicted, we don't know if other charges may happen. The son has a body now. Believe it or not, when you delete someone, there's some trauma. There's some psychological things that take place. Nightmares, PSD, etc. This is not going away for them anytime soon. Their whole world has been rocked upside down by an aggressive male. Let's talk about this. Y'all ain't gonna like me for this, but I want to bring up everything because we're grown. She was mouthing off. Does she have the right to speak and go back and forth? And again, we don't know what their back and forth was about. I usually don't engage other people when I'm picking up food unless it's a casual, how you doing, talking about the weather. Could she have de-escalated this? Could he have de-escalated this? Could some of the onlookers have de-escalated this? Let's talk about the other people that was there who felt the need to record, who felt the need to run. And I hate to, like, I'm not trying to pick on our elders, but the elder gentleman who ran out of there, you know, and this is just my opinion because first of all, I've been in a situation similar to this as an onlooker. And I have interjected myself because I'm nonviolent with my people. So for me, when I'm in situations like this, I'm trying to diffuse. I'm trying to calm down. Oh, yes, I am. I have gotten in the middle of several altercations to de-escalate. Yes, I have. One time I was unsuccessful, only one. All the other times I was successful. I don't believe in this towards each other. We got enough problems. You know what I mean? So don't beat me up, guys. What I'm trying to say is, could she have just walked away? Could she have stepped back, went outside for some air, sat in her car? Could she? Could she have let her pride and ego go in regards to continuing to mouth off? She wasn't wrong. He was wrong. Let me say it again. I can see the comments coming. He was wrong for punching this lady in the face. And I'm speaking on behalf of someone who's been hit in the face by a man. Now, this is when I was younger, as a teenager. But it makes me think of things from a different perspective because I've been in this situation, open hand. I know for a fact there's some men who are a small percentage, not all y'all, not even a majority of y'all, but there's a lot of men out here who have aggression, who have issues with women, and they looking for something. They're quick to put hands on women. A small percentage, but they out there. And they want you to give them a reason. He provoked her. Just like any other situation, people poke the bear and provoke people. Look at his stance. He was ready to swing. He literally was like, say one more, say something else. He was telling her, get your food, basically shut up. And all I'm saying is basically shoulda, coulda, woulda. Spilt milk. If she would have just been quiet.
And you know this, man.
A life could be spared. Her son wouldn't have been put in this position to do something at an age where we're going to talk about all of it. Why did he have that? Why did he have that? If it's legally registered to you, why did he have it? At 14, why do you have that on you? Why are you sitting in your car with the heat at 14? Why? And please, y'all, please don't do it. Don't get in your feelings because I got a different perspective. Don't get in your feelings because I'm doing some critical thinking about all aspects.
Feelings, so deep in my feelings.
Don't. We just having a grown folk conversation. Like it's a lot of angles to look at. Did y'all ever think about that? Why do he have that at 14? Why he sitting out in the car with that? Where his daddy at? Have we seen a father? Have we seen a husband? Why was she calling on her 14-year-old to protect her? And I'm not shading nobody if you don't have a husband to protect you or a man. But those are big shoes for a 14-year-old. Regardless of the fact of her being right, you have a right to freedom of speech. You have a right to have a rebuttal. It's not illegal to argue, but was that smart? Did she think if I continue on in this conversation, how's this going to benefit me?
Nope.
Sometimes we got to walk away, y'all. We got to stop letting our pride and ego. He was wrong. I get that. I know that he was wrong. 3 times. It was hard to watch. I just watched it last night. I waited a couple days. I didn't even want to see it. I'm very nonviolent. To me, it's other avenues where we need to be more aggressive at. But we so aggressive with each other. We have no patience. We have no grace. We have no forgiveness for each other. No, we don't. We quick to pop off.
Do it. Do it. Come on.
We quick to say,
Fuck you.
to our own. We real quick to do that. We quicker to forgive others for way more tragic things.
You're goddamn right.
In a historical grand scheme of things, if you can pick up what I'm trying to say, because this is a sensitive subject, so I want to talk a certain way because I want to stay in YouTube's good graces, just to keep it real. But I still want to have this conversation, and I want y'all to think critically, not just based off emotions, because people gonna always say stuff that you don't like. I can't tell y'all how many times where I've been in restaurants, stores, where there have been men that said things to me that I did not like, who I knew was trying to provoke me. And I exited stage left. Run! One time I had my son and a couple other of his cousins with me. And he was this, and he was going, and I'm like, we can go get food somewhere else. But that's me thinking logically, because I love my men. Y'all already know. Y'all know how B feel about her men. So I had to learn at an early age, I don't want to put my man in no type of situation when I could just walk away. And I'm talking about before he did what he did. Once he did what he did, it was kind of point of no return, kind of. But I'm talking about before that. Being proactive. Ain't no different than you go in a liquor store or something and somebody drunk or they tripping and you like, whatever, you ignore them.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
But not us. We real quick to be like,
okay. You want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
Towards each other. We ain't got that energy for the other ones, but we're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving. Again, the man was wrong. The deceased was completely in the wrong. We have to be careful with our sons. Sometimes we get in our feelings and we bring our sons into things, and these things can have a trickle-down effect and put our sons in a situation where they could possibly mess up their future. How we know he ain't getting some type of probation? How we know that he completely has no record? How do we know that something else can't come up with this? Y'all know how the internet is. Once it's out there, things go viral and your life could be changed upside down. You might have to relocate anything. And again, I have compassion and empathy for all of my people. The woman who had to go through something that was just unthinkable. I couldn't imagine a man doing what he did. But I've been in a similar situation, not as bad, but like I said, I've been open-handed as a teenager. And that taught me to watch my mouth when I was talking to men. Because this happened in the school.
You're going to learn today.
And I didn't go get my brother. I didn't go get my daddy. I took it as I took the L. I didn't try to run up because we're no match. So I watch how I move out here. Because I don't want my husband pulling up to lose his life or something to happen because of my pride and ego, and I couldn't just walk away. Even though the man was wrong. But we don't celebrate and rejoice at the death of our people, even though they did something wrong. And let me say this. For all of y'all who feel like I'm on his side. I'm not on the man's side. I'm just thinking of all aspects. Y'all remember Ike Turner? I reference him a lot. If you rock with me. I reference Ike Turner a lot. Did y'all rejoice when Ike Turner died? Because he's a known woman beater.
Well, that okay, Emily.
That's what I'm saying. We pick and choose. If you don't know, all over social media, they rejoice that this man met his demise. And that's where my issue is. And the fact that I think someone could have de-escalated this. Because I've been in situations where it was a man and it was a woman, and the woman was more of the aggressor. I don't think she was more of the aggressor, in my opinion. But I don't know the exact context of their conversation. I don't know what happened, but he just seemed more aggressive, and she was not willing to close her mouth. Okay, I mentioned the fact that we didn't see her put any hands on him. What about the deceased? Anybody know anything about his family? Did he have children? His mother, father seen this, sisters? What about his family? I'm sure they were disgusted by seeing what he did. And let me pause there. I think this man has some trauma. This ain't no average everyday. Like I said, my men that I rock with, they don't conduct themselves like this. So I think there may have been some trauma. I've seen some things, but I don't want to slander nobody, so I don't want to say what could have triggered this man. But this ain't normal behavior. Why are we so aggressive towards each other? Why are we so unforgiving? Why are we so temperamental and emotional towards each other? But we do not keep that same energy for others. Message. Again, the gentleman was wrong. The deceased was wrong. But I also think as a mature adult, this could have been de-escalated by the employees, the workers, any male. Hey, bro, chill out, man. Just a female, okay? She tripping, man. Don't parent on man. Here go your stuff, bro. Here, you want to hear, man? Take this drink. Go outside, get you some air. Sis, calm down. It ain't even that serious. Come on. Here, your food ready. Come on, man. Take your food, go on and go. Y'all tripping. It's a Saturday night. Come on. Weather nice. Let's enjoy it. Come on, y'all.
Come on, man.
Somebody got to be level-headed. And I think the problem with a lot of us is we don't care. We feel like that's them. It ain't us. It don't affect me. And we have, to some degree, we like to be entertained like this. We like to see this messy, this drama. A lot of y'all love fights. A lot of y'all sit up and watch fight videos. I cannot stand. I'm so non-violent. I don't watch fights. I don't like fights. I don't like to fight. It's just not my thing. It doesn't make me happy to see that. But a lot of our people like drama and mess because you have people recording. But I didn't hear nobody try to calm that mess down. And like I said, I've been in several of these situations where I've gotten literally in the middle. Like, no, we not finna do this. But that's just how I am.
I'm different. Yeah, I'm different.
I don't believe in this. Putting on a display for the world to see like this. Now we got two families' lives shook forever. We don't need to be burying no more of our brothers. Don't we get enough of that? Now let's talk about this. Back to specifically on this case, because a lot of the things I'm throwing out are broad or general, but specifically to this case. Did y'all hear that he had been struck once in the back and ran out, and the son went after him and struck him two more times? While he was fleeing, running away. Sound familiar? I'm running away, but I'm struck. Do it sound familiar? So we hold certain people to that standard, but not our own people. One wasn't enough. And I know the human mind, the way the adrenaline, sometimes you emptying it. I know sometimes you can't think in them type of moments when adrenaline is. I get that. As a owner with a license, I get that. But that takes me back to, why was this in his possession? Because 14, nah, you ain't legal with that. So why did you have that? Did y'all hear that mama wanted son to strike somebody else who was in there, who was laughing at the ordeal? Did y'all hear that? She wanted him to strike an onlooker who laughed and tried to physically take it out of his hands to strike herself. But she couldn't. He overpowered her. He wouldn't let her. It's a lot more to these stories than these scenarios and situations. But I'm going to tell y'all this. This man was so wrong for what he did to this woman. But this is a lesson for all of us. Because I would think by now in 2023, most of us should know everybody got something on them. Everybody has something. Especially where I'm at. Everybody got something. So, you guys, these are things that we need to think about as we move forward, as we out here in the world. I know some of y'all ain't gonna want to hear this, but it's so good to stay in the house, to be a homebody nowadays. The world is more evil. It's more bad. Just think about it. If you in your 30s, 40s, 50s, think about how the world is now today compared to how it was when you were coming up in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Things are just not the same. So let's go back to the deceased. Let's talk about how aggressive he was. Let's talk about the disrespect. Let's talk about the lack of value for your women. And I get it. I hear y'all. I hear what men say. I value y'all opinions. I value y'all feeling. It ain't all about women over here. It's about us collectively as a unit trying to progress. We got to give y'all something to value. And again, I have been out in the world where some men said some ish I ain't like. It was probably written all over my face. But you know what? This right here was zipped. Because I know, especially the ones with the limp wrist, they quick to put hands. And I know that. So I don't play with men when I'm out here in the world. I don't think that I'm some entitled princess where things can't get real quick. Again, not blaming the sister, but I'm just saying. Sometimes you got to sit your pride to the side and walk away. Let people have it. But we are very prideful and arrogant people. And I want to say this. If our men don't value us enough to not, who else is? The world saw this. So here go another, another drop, more points we lose. They own men do this to them. So it ain't going to be nothing for other to do it. Some people, I'm going to keep it real, some people are very difficult to deal with. Women and men. And again, I don't know the conversation. I don't know exactly what took place. All I know is different articles and the videos just like y'all. But I know this was sad. There was no winners here. Who won? Her and her son was right because of what he did. Okay, that's fine. I don't feel the need to argue that. But I want to argue we supposed to be grown. And as grown people, we got to know sometimes you got to walk away. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. But we don't do that. There's no, like I said, there ain't no passes given when you wrapped in melanin. We don't give each other passes. And I said this. I said my opinion was going to be very, very unpopular, that y'all wasn't going to want to hear my opinion because it doesn't fit. I don't go along to get along. I have to think about things and do some critical thinking myself. Like, wait a minute, you couldn't have just stopped talking? You wasn't wrong for keep on talking because you could talk.
No, fuck a talk.
But you ain't think maybe you should stop. This is a man. There's nothing I can do with a man. Sometimes men feel like when women kind of boss up and base up to them, you projecting yourself as a man, so you're treated as such. You didn't think he would really put his hands on you after he told you he was going to do that. So again, I'm not blaming the woman. I'm blaming everybody involved that no one tried to de-escalate this. I think this was avoidable. This could have been avoided.
You're goddamn right.
And I'm blaming everybody who rejoiced in it. How are you excited about this? How are you enjoying it, getting off on this? Especially if you ever put your hands on a man. And as a man, if you've ever hit a woman, how could you be sitting back rejoicing? Because you're basically saying that this should have happened to you and be your outcome. So this is one of those conversations that we got to have because we grown. But I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Leave me your respectful comment or respectful disagreement, because I know a lot of y'all feel like this was open and shut. He was wrong. Her and her son was right for doing what they did. And what is it left to even talk about? Why did they even get charged in the first place? But this is why we need to have these conversations so we can see different people's opinion and perspective. So y'all leave me a comment, like, subscribe, share the content, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.